creators of Relevant Magazine, this is the Relevant Podcast.
Please don't lie, so I put on my makeup. Hey, hey, oh. Wake on, I can make my mind go slow. Mine won't slow, mine won't slow. Flash that smile is an industry of service. Hey, hey, oh. Don't let them in when your humor's too low. Never too low, never too low.
It's Friday, August 31st, 2018, and it's the Relevant Podcast. I'm your host, Cameron Strang, and here with me in our Orlando studio, once again, still down here for Impact Week, Jesse Carey.
Hello, hello.
Over there on the ones and twos, our illustrious engineer, my brother, Chandler Strang.
Hello.
On the Skype line from Nashville, Tennessee, Tyler Huckabee.
Howdy, folks.
And sitting in today for the entire show because Miss Annie F. Downs is still being squired back from Scotland. We have a guest cast member, one of our good friends that we bonded with in Montana earlier this year from Nashville, Tennessee, artist, songwriter, producer extraordinaire, Trent Dabbs is joining us.
Hey, yo.
Hey, Trent.
Coming in hot, Trent.
Coming in
I like
hot.
it.
Oh, man, that's great.
Trent, me and you were trying to catch up, but just a moment ago. But Cameron's like, nope, save this for the show. Trent, I don't think we've been able to chat I don't think the Bighorn River will ever be the same after we pulled that many trout out of there.
Are there fish? Well, I didn't.
You decimated the native population
Yes.
of the entire northern United States.
The native people are very upset.
I do want to, Trent, if we can revisit day one and day two of our expedition real quick, because day one we were with a guide and we had zero luck. We caught zero fish and we're out there like all day. Day two, me and Trent, we have a new guide, and we start off the day by
What'd you guys
pulling
do
up.
The first one? Just fire them?
Yeah,
The first day, I felt like we were talking more about like how we didn't need to catch fish. We just needed to catch up, and then the fish will come to us.
Right.
But we had our guide the second day pull up the boat right next to our old guide, and we immediately caught like 5 fish right in front of him.
like while you stared him in the eyes.
I literally hoisted a trout over my head, and that set the tone for the entire day.
Yeah,
we
you guys
tilted
were pretty annoying
yeah,
that day.
Yeah.
Every time we would pass each other in the river, you guys would be like shouting like trash talk at all the other boats.
That's how fishing should be done. It should. This isn't a serene thing. This is a competition. You should hurt people's feelings all day.
Literally, we would stop for lunch and we'd light a campfire. People would take naps. We were supposed to rest and just fellowship and enjoy each other's company.
When Jesse hoisted that fish over his head and it took off, it was one of the hardest I think I've ever laughed in my entire life.
I should say, yeah, the fish took a pretty hard
did that
fall.
actually really happen?
Yeah, I hoisted it over my head and it immediately jumped out of my hand and landed on a dry little island right behind us. The guide, that set the tone for the guide, too. He was not pleased with that. He was not pleased.
It's a catch and release type river. You like to catch and throw.
Exactly.
Not a catch and release. Yeah.
So Trent, I feel like we need a little introduction for Trent for people, because people know your music. So Trent, let's Sugar and the High-Lows. Let's start there, man.
One of my favorite bands of the last 5 years, Sugar and the High-Lows. Wow. I've been to your show several times. I have all your albums. Love you guys. When we went to Montana, didn't realize you were the Trent from Sugar and the High-Lows until we were there. I couldn't believe it. I actually got really starstruck, dude. Like, thankfully, I got to like you first, and then I realized I connected the dots that you were Trent from Sugar and the High-Lows.
Yeah, that was that actually felt good that you would listen to us. I was excited about that.
Dude, of course, man.
Dude, seriously, amazing group.
And the other thing, day one of the trip, Trent was regaling me with these incredible songwriting stories.
Yeah.
And
so this is crazy because like right before Montana, I won't give the story away. You can tell it. You were at a very remarkable, event. Yeah. Because you were a songwriter. You wrote one of the biggest songs of the year. Tell us where you were right before Montana.
Are we speaking of Casey?
No, I was speaking of SNL. Yeah, Casey.
SNL. Well, yes, Casey.
He can't even. This man has too many hits. You have to be more specific than one of the biggest songs of the year.
It's true.
No, I went to watch the SNL taping of Casey Musgraves, which was a bucket list thing for me. Easy. I never thought that would happen. It was really hard to get in, but she performed the song that we had written, and it was amazing because just to watch the band, who are dear friends of mine, and Casey play the song, it was very surreal because when you see it on TV your entire life, you just envision it so much differently than it actually is. I mean, you guys know that when you see a a live taping. I mean, it's like watching like a high school production, but then you realize that your comedic heroes are right in front of you.
Yeah.
So the song that she performed was High Horse, which was one of the biggest songs of the year, and you were the co-writer. What are some of the other artists you've worked with that listeners would be impressed by?
Oh, well, Ingrid Michaelson, we wrote a song called Girls Chase Boys that did really well.
I wish that would happen more often, by the way. That has not been my experience.
That's Trent's experience.
Yeah, it's not been my experience.
Chased around Nashville.
Yeah. You get to vicariously live through other people in scenarios. But another one would be like the band Coin. We have a song called Growing Pains.
Oh, sure.
American Authors. We wrote a song called Deep Water recently. So
it was funny because like when we were there in Montana, it was just on our trip, there's just a bunch of artists and a bunch of great guys. And it's actually fun to just like hang out and not have to like even be that aware of what each other does. It's just kind of like, fun to just like connect and stuff. That's one of the great things about those Montana trips. But like the more Trent would tell stories of some of the stuff that, he's experienced, whatever, I'm going, oh my gosh, this guy's done everything.
Yeah. Trent, how tempting were you?
But the thing was, I didn't, to be completely honest with you guys, I didn't know what you did. And then I was like,
wait, you didn't? Chandler, we'll call you. Hey, great having Trent Dabbs on today.
I literally, though, when we would sit by the fire and I would hear you guys tell stories and feed off each other's stories, I was like, what kind of friendship cues up each other's stories? This is unreal.
We've gone to a lot of battles.
Many years of podcasting. How many have we done? 690 something?
Yeah, it's over 600.
Yeah, that's a lot of
when
talking.
I look back at my life, I think I've spent more hours talking with Cameron and these dudes than I've spent with anyone. Like it's literally like if you added it up, it's probably a good like 6 years of time of just doing this. Exactly.
And then because of this stupid show, we go and like watch Nick Walinda walk over a tight wire in Chicago, and we go do stupid stuff together, and
Trent,
that leads to more stories.
At the SNL taping, how tempted were you at any point just to shout something, see if it could get on the air? Just from the background. Like I'm not saying do anything crazy. I'm not saying like run on stage, but I'm just saying like.
Well, I'm not gonna lie. This is terrible, but a part of me, if I didn't really love a skit, like there's always this guy in an '80s movie, but it's never in real life. I kind of want to be the guy that just says, just yells boo.
Well, because I always think of it like when I watch a golf tournament, the get in the hole guy. Like as soon as the ball leaves the putter, there's that one guy that just goes, get in the hole! Like every putt, right? Like he's at every tournament. And like it's the first guy to scream, get in the hole! Like as soon as the ball touches the face of the putter.
Right.
But the other thing I always take note of is when I'm watching a show with like a laugh track or like SNL or something that has a live studio audience, is there's a couple distinctive laughs that stick out, or there's a laugh that laughs after the laughing has stopped by just a second or two. Like the crowd's like, ha, 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 and you hear, ha, like you could have been that guy. You could have been like we could have heard you the whole time, and like or be like, oh no, we didn't, or something like that, where he's not going to get you kicked out, but it's obviously you. It's the get in the whole guy of SNL is what I'm saying.
Or I could just use it as a good spot to promote the song that we did, like when it gets really quiet. Hi horse.
Yeah, right as the last chord rings out. Yeah, Casey, good job with High Horse. Just they probably wouldn't kick you out for that.
High Horse really wrote a song.
Trent, who was the celebrity host the night that you were there? Who was hosting the show?
It was Amy Schumer, and I was so excited to see her as well. And there was an after party that it's infamous how many people talk about that after party and how it goes until 4 a.m. and there's all these different things. And I saw her at the after party, and I told her good job, but she didn't know who I was, but I said it in a like I was I was like, you did a good job.
And you don't know me, but
you approve. Like you were so important. I just want you to know I approve of what you did tonight.
Yeah, you should have been like
you could have said bad job and it would have been within your rights. Like you tell people bad job sometimes, but in this case, she did a good job.
But Troy, what you should have done is like, you might not know me, but ha ha ha, and she's like, oh, you're that laugh. I was listening to you all night after the laugh had ended. You're that guy. Cool. The get in the hole guy. Cool. So you liked it.
Like, no, you did well. Yeah, I promise. That was it. Don't second guess it.
Here's my question though, because that was what you felt compelled to tell her. Did she have a look on her face that she was like insecure about her performance?
Like thank you, or like who are you?
I mean, the deer in the headlights term. She just gave me the blank stare. It couldn't have been more blank, and I just awkwardly said and walked away.
Do you think about that moment from time to time? Because I've had a couple of interactions where I wasn't prepared for the fact that I had a couple of words with somebody that, and then I was a little flustered. I said the thing, but then I'm regretting it immediately.
At this point in my life, I've done so many awkward things that instead of me saying, I can't believe I did that, I would actually be like, I can't believe that I did that. I mean, why would I not?
Trent, I don't know. I don't know if this is a public story, but you told me when you first were moving to Nashville, starting your career in the music industry, you were at a breakfast place and you were in the restaurant with one of your heroes, Garth Brooks, and you shot your shot.
And this, yeah. Yeah.
I'm on pins and needles.
The version of myself 15 years ago in Nashville is quite different than it is now. I would never do the majority of things that I did when I moved here.
Yeah.
Just as simple etiquette and self-worth. But when we moved here, I was at my wife was at Pancake Pantry with a friend, and she said, you got to get over here. Someone famous is over here, which you're enamored with the city. If you're from Mississippi like I am, everything is like VH1 behind the music. You're just like, wow, I can't believe that these people live here.
Yeah.
So I had seen Garth Brooks like 3 times with my father growing up, and there was no doubt in my mind that he wanted to strike up a conversation with a kid from Mississippi.
Of course.
I mean, why wouldn't he? I mean, he lives for these moments.
So I just happened to leave the same time that he did, which was amazing, and introduced myself. And he couldn't have been more kind. I was like, hey, I'm Trent Dabbs. And he was like, hey. And his wife, Trisha Yearwood, was also with him. And he's like, I said, I love this city. And he said, yeah, man, I moved here the same age you did. And we had a whole conversation. And for whatever reason, I don't, this is like, for whatever reason.
This is 15 years ago, though. This fits fair enough.
He just looks at him and goes, good job.
Yeah, he said, you're doing fine. You're doing fine. No, I said, Garth, because I did think behind the music, VH1 only takes one song. You've heard that cliche. Come on, man. Yeah. I had written one song that was country, and I asked if I could sing it for him
in the middle of Pancake Pantry.
No, Pancake Pantry is very, very busy.
Yeah,
wow,
guys.
This is great. No, this is good.
I mean, it's pretty much like going up to Bono and saying, "Hey, I got this rock song."
But the great thing is, like, this could, like, in your mind, this is the origin story. Like, you run into Garth Brooks, you're new in town, and you sing a song, and it
hey, Garth, I wrote a country song. Can I sing it for you while you eat your pancakes with your wife?
Yeah. Well, I mean, guys, let's be honest. Like, this was in the front. Let's call it a foyer. I don't even know what it is. There's a place that you wait before you are seated. So it was the perfect room. I mean, to have Garth on one side of me and Trisha on the other, and present probably the worst country song of all time.
Oh no!
And anyway, I sang him the chorus, and right in the middle of it, I just thought, "What?
Oh no!" But you got to finish the song at this point, you know, like
you're
you committed. But I didn't. I just said I cut myself off mid chorus and then said, anyways, really good to meet you. And he's like, oh, who's your publisher? And I said, yeah, great. I'll see you soon. And then I walk out, and then my wife is like, what do you? I was like, I don't know. I got excited. I just one song.
Oh no! Oh
so,
no!
Oh man! I did call my dad to confess how embarrassing that was, and I said, "Dad, I just sang a chorus for Garth Brooks," and my dad holds the phone against his chest, looks around the office, and says, "My son, Garth Brooks. He was so proud.
So proud. That's why you moved to Nashville, is for those moments.
You gotta shoot your shot. There's a true. You guys know the comedy duo Tim and Eric, like on Adult Swim, and you know how they got their shot. You know, they were like making funny, weird videos in college, and they sent a compilation of them in the mail on a VHS tape back in the day. They found Bob Odenkirk's physical address somewhere on the internet and sent him a package because he was doing, Mr. Show. He's now in Better Call Saul. Yeah, but back, he got his start in comedy. They sent him a VHS tape of their skits, and it worked. He got them a deal at Adult Swim, and he was like the producer of Tim and Eric Awesome Show. So all I have to say, Trent, man, hey, it all worked out for you.
Yeah, it worked out.
Yeah,
look at you.
Look at you now, man.
Oh, I mean, I've even had the chance since then. I saw him at the Ryman, and I'm standing next to Mary Steenburgen and Ted Danson, and Mary's like, "You have to talk to Garth so we could do the story." And I then said, "No, I'm not going to do that," which is even dumber than the original.
Because you have an in at this point.
Yeah.
You not only you're with two Hollywood legends, that span generations. I mean, the mom from Step Brothers and Elf, like two of the greatest movies I've ever seen. And Ted Dan, you have an in with Garth. Then you have a double in because you have this funny, charming story.
Yeah, I'm a peer now, but 15 year ago, I was that young kid.
But you just
ruined your pancakes.
But you couldn't do it. You couldn't go back up to him.
No. And Mary said, you could get the best intro from me. I can talk about Sugar and the High-Lows and other, and like she's pitching it to me, and I was still like, no, I'm gonna save it and tell it on a podcast.
I couldn't do it either, man. I'd be right there with you. I feel like that would be you don't want to relitigate that. You don't even want to do it here with three guys on a podcast.
Trent, I have a special surprise for you. Chandler, please unmute Garth Brooks' line right now. Garth, welcome to the show.
Do you remember during your Nickelback challenge that an Australian radio station wanted to do that with you?
So Trent, I think I might have told you the story. Like back in the day, so we're doing this thing this week called Impact Week, where we're raising money for organizations by doing
stupid stunts.
These stupid stunts. So yesterday we sat in a room and we put essential oils into a fog machine and just see how long we could last. But early, it was horrible.
We hotboxed the podcast studio, basically.
My nose, like my nostrils, are still like singed on the inside.
On the drive home, my son told me, "Daddy, please shower."
Yeah. My eyes haven't stopped watering, and I feel a little nauseous even still. But don't put essential oils into a fog machine and sit in a room with it for 2 hours. It's a funny idea.
4 hours.
Yeah,
we were in here for 4 hours.
But it all started is like years ago on this podcast. We were talking about how people will do like races and things to like marathons and stuff to raise money for organizations. And so we thought it'd be funny to do something that was non-physical, a psychological challenge. So someone challenged me to listen to the Nickelback catalog on a loop. Like at that time, I think it was like 8 albums for a week straight.
24 hours a day, 7 days straight.
With no breaks, sleeping through
to raise money for charity water. And so he did, and we started talking about it on this podcast, and then international media started picking it up because there's this rando podcaster who's listening to Nickelback to raise money for charity water.
So dude, it became like this viral story, right? So I was doing interviews with like Entertainment Tonight and like MTV and BuzzFeed and stuff because they were just like, oh, it's a funny thing. Well, and I'm making fun of Nickelback the entire time. Yeah. Like, I mean, it is basically every interview, I put the pedal to the floor with Nickelback jokes. Like, it was unrelenting.
Yeah.
And then this Australian radio station.
They were touring Australia at the time.
Yeah. This Australian radio station hit me up they DM me and was like, hey, man, we got Chad Kroeger coming on to the morning show tomorrow morning. Can you call in? And what we're going to do is we're going to have him. This is their pitch to me. This is a sickos in Australia's pitch. They're like, we're going to be interviewing Chad Kroeger, lead singer of Nickelback. And we're going to talk about this thing that you're doing.
The Nickelback challenge.
And he's going to get all riled up because Nickelback
they did not think it was funny.
So surprisingly, they don't have the best sense of self-awareness and humor about this whole thing. and so they're like, we're gonna talk to him about it. And when he gets all riled up about it, we're gonna unmute your line and you can confront him. And I'm like, here's the thing, dude. Hey, Trent, here's the thing. I like called camera. I'm like, should I do this?
I'm like, no.
I was kind of in. And Cameron's like, this is only gonna end badly. But it was probably the great good advice.
Yeah. Trying to protect Jesse from himself.
Can I spend? I don't think I've mentioned this story yet, but since we're getting our like embarrassing celebrity moments.
Did you go up to Trent Dabbs and Pancake Pantry and sing to him? Is this where this is going?
I don't know if you're looking at the screen right now, but I am that Tyler Huck, and I never heard back from you about the song. And it's okay. It's okay. It's not a big deal. I don't care. I've forgotten about it, honestly, until you came up.
It's not like I've been losing sleep over my single called "Get in the Hole." It's a golf anthem. It's Get in the hole. I'm that guy. It's fantastic. It's a hit. But you're lost, quite frankly.
But this was a couple years ago, and for Relevant, I'd gone to New York to do a junket for The Amazing Spider-Man 2, which we were covering at the time. Yeah, and I was sat in a hotel room with my back to the door, and they would bring in the stars one by one. And so I'd just be sitting there, and I turn around. First, they brought in Jamie Foxx was in that movie, Andrew Garfield, who we had a long, really good conversation with. And I'd been told the biggest star in the movie then and still now was Emma Stone. And I'd been told Emma's not doing press for this movie. We're not going to be able to get her for this. And that was fine. And then, so I'm sitting there. We just wrapped Andrew Garfield. I thought that was it for the day. Door opens. I feel a hand on my shoulder. And a voice says, "Ooh, nice jacket." And I look up and it's Emma Stone who's touching my shoulder and saying, "Nice jacket."
Wow.
And that moment.
Oh, yeah. It's so humiliating for you, Tyler.
Yeah,
I
this is
wasn't
embarrassing.
married at the time. So in my mind, I'm like, this is how it happens. This is how, in a few years, Emma Stone and Tyler Huckabee run away together. That they met, they hit it off in an interview, and that was it. She sat down across from me and just was like ready. She sat down, looks at me expectantly, and guys, I had nothing. I started writing on my notepad that I'd brought with me, but it was just little circles. I was pretending to be writing like important notes or like pulling questions up. And so the first words out of my mouth were exactly this. I just went,
Are you for real?
No.
That's crazy.
No.
Oh,
Did she
man.
get up and walk out?
She laughed. I think this probably happens to her a little bit.
Yeah.
But I didn't have anything ready to go, so I just had to scramble because I didn't even know I was going to be doing an interview with her, let alone somebody of that. So I started pulling from my Andrew Garfield questions.
Yeah, of course.
About what it was like to be in the suit, the Spider-Man suit, which she was not in this movie. It was the worst, bar none, the worst interview that I've ever done for this magazine, probably for any magazine.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
But how cool did you feel when she, like, do you have that jacket on a special hanger just in the back of the
He
closet?
gave it to the Hard Rock Cafe.
Yeah.
It's my favorite. I still got the jacket. I haven't worn it since, and I don't really feel like you feel briefly
you
very
don't
cool,
want like
and then
rain
you
to wash
feel
off
very
her
uncool.
handprints. Yeah. Well, it happens to the best of us.
Well, I don't know about that.
Well, we have a great show coming up for you later. Not only is Trent Dabbs sitting in for the whole show, he's got a slice and everything. Okay.
Yeah.
Not only is Trent Dabbs joining us, but later we have live in-studio performances with Johnnyswim. 2 songs coming up. One with Johnnyswim and Drew Holcomb, and then another single with just Johnnyswim. In between those performances, we're going to tell you about the new issue of Relevant, which is coming out this week. It features, Johnnyswim on the cover and some amazing content, some huge names in the issue. I cannot wait for you to hear these songs and tell you about the issue. So that's coming up later. But first, moving the show along, it's time for
Slices.
What do you have, Jesse?
Okay, so I saw this story, and I really want to discuss it because it's a little disturbing to me. A new study has found, that people have known for a long time that if you smile at your cat or a dog or whatever, like they react, like they know when you get in a room, like the dog wags the tail. But they wanted to see if farmyard animals will recognize human emotions. Not only did they find that, so what they did is
Farmyard animals like goats, sheep, chickens.
Yeah, exactly.
cows.
Stuff that we'll eventually eat. Okay.
Right, okay.
So stuff that you don't want
Edible
to
animals.
It's stuff that if you smile at, you're kind of sending a weird, sick mixed message, right?
You're smiling at your food.
Yeah, exactly. So not only, and first off, this was a team at Queen Mary University of London. These people are
known for their farms
and known for producing complete psychopaths, because here's what they did. The goal of this research was not only to find if they react positively to like positive emotions, like smiling faces, because they basically showed goats pictures of happy faces and sad faces, and then notice how the goats interact with each other afterwards of sad. They found out that this is where I was like, oh boy, this is horrible. They found out the meat will taste better if they're around happy people all the time. So literally, you have to walk.
So they went around doing all these studies and
they
then
ate 'em.
slaughtering and eating the test subjects.
Hey, buddy. Hey, pal. I'm going to eat you and your family. And it's like, dude, that's going to be a delicious goat burger.
Oh no.
That's terrible.
Yeah. So I don't know how I feel about it, but I also want to bring one more.
So this is like the free range thing on the next level. So not just happy animals because they're grazing and they're not in pens.
Yeah.
But we're going to go out
mean,
there and encourage them.
I mean, I guess it's good for the animal. Like, I mean, because I mean, if they're having if they're having impending slaughter coming, right? Like if they know if their fate is they're going to be eaten, at least you can be around people who are pretty chill all the time and not all irritated.
Well, that's why Kobe beef is supposedly so good because
They have a
those cows,
massager.
they only are fed beer and then they're massaged every day.
I was gonna say it's a short life.
It's a short life. It's a great
but it's
life.
it's the Kobe beef have the greatest life of any living thing on earth right now because you are born, given beer, and getting massages most of the day.
Yeah.
Like that's your whole life.
Yeah.
You know,
And then your life is over.
If you got to go out,
yeah, exactly.
We all die sometime.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so I wanted to bring one more because this.
Got a twofer.
Yeah, a twofer a day. Okay, so Cameron, are you familiar with the hip hop artist Lil Uzi Vert?
Yeah, of course.
So
It's not little. It's Lil. L-I-L.
Little.
Yeah.
Little. It's this one. That's why this is not a big story because it's little.
That's the other one.
Yeah, it's the other
It's
one.
the Kids Bop version.
Yeah.
Secondary slide.
The young Uzi Vert.
Yeah, the Kids
Little.
Bop, where they do where they have children do weird improvised versions of like Cardi B and stuff.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly.
Okay, so he was performing a concert in Connecticut this weekend, and I just love how this all transpired. Someone, I guess they figured, Trent, this is like you. This is like an over zealous evangelist essentially saying, I'm going to shoot my shot with Lil Uzi Vert right now. And
Wait, so you're saying young Trent Dabbs was like a overzealous evangelist?
well, I'm just saying, I'm saying it's someone who
I don't
shot
think
their
I'm.
shot.
I don't think I'm representing myself very well here, Jesse.
I'm just saying it's someone who shot their shot when they saw it.
Okay.
So they they were sitting around, they were like high in the front of the, of the concert venue, and they decided to throw a Bible at him. And evidently in hopes of him, maybe he'll read this. You never know. Maybe he'll read this and be like, I'm going to turn my life around.
Wait, he threw it at him like you throw a shoe?
Yeah, they threw it
like a backward striper concert.
Yeah, exactly. So instead of like throwing Bibles out into the crowd along with water bottles and communion things, that he threw.
Striper did that?
They used to feed the crowd Bibles at the end of their show. Yeah.
I didn't know that. I never went to a Striper concert.
Well, they were amazing.
Have you seen Striper live before, Trent?
I have. When I was in 9th grade, it was a concert I went to with my dad, and at the end of the concert, he said, "I didn't understand a single word they said except for Jesus."
Except for that falsetto Jesus before the 8-minute guitar solo.
I saw Petra a number of times, but I never saw Striper.
How was Petra?
I mean, not good.
The thing about Striper is they're kind of ahead of the time because they had like the cover of one of their albums. Trent, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but the cover of one of their albums, I believe, is like a battle van. Like it's a van with like it's all yellow and it's got a black stripe on it. And for some reason, the members of Striper who are wearing like sort of like matching yellow uniforms are heavily armed with guns and like
Really?
like rocket launchers and stuff.
Well, they're soldiers under command. Yes.
To hell with the devil.
In that era, I was listening to like Gospel Gangstas and T-Bone, who also were soldiers under command, but you know, a different war. But they were battling demons.
Yeah. Well, so the Lil Uzi Vert, it turned out best case scenario for the Bible thrower because not only did he pick it up and open it, he started reading from it. He just randomly opened the page and started reading it to it in the crowd
during the concert
and started like freestyling to the Bible. So this is best case scenario.
Yeah,
so,
that guy's living the dream. That evangelist.
So I think the only thing that the one thing clearly that it tells us is that if you are going to a concert and you don't know the spiritual beliefs of the artist, and Trent, you're in the industry, I'm sure they appreciate this. Launch Bibles up onto the stage at them because that's the only. You spread the gospel at all times. When necessary, throw a Bible at a human who's not expecting to catch it.
I mean, if you're going to choose between a bottle or a Bible, then you're good.
There you go. So, Lil Uzi Vert,
Have you ever had anything thrown at you during a show, Trent?
No, just song titles that weren't mine.
like Freebird, or like people were confused about who they were watching?
No, just the Skinner joke and things like that. Just any random song that they happen to like.
They want to see your version of it.
I don't know. I don't know if they're saying we want to see them or we want to see you sing the song. I didn't ask. I just kept going like I didn't hear.
So the assumption is that maybe they bought a ticket for the venue for the wrong night and are chanting songs because they thought Leonard Skinner was supposed to be playing.
No. They gave Trent. They gave him a fair shot. Just halfway through, they would like to mix it up and see something else.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, one of my friends told me that when he watches a band that he's not a fan of, after their, I think, second song, he says, "One more song."
That's horrible.
Yeah, it's not nice.
I assume, you've had a lot of memorable concert experiences, like, awkward or uncomfortable moments while performing. Do you care to share any of those with us?
I can tell you that on the tour that we did with Casey Musgraves, the Sugar and the High-Lows tour with Casey Musgraves in the UK, was the first time that I was using in-ear monitors. And that's something that, I mean, you see it every performance on TV, like the artist that it has something in their ear, and it's literally like sticking a microphone in your ear and hearing your own voice. That was the first time I experienced that. And that was 2 nights before we were playing Royal Albert Hall. And so already I'm nervous, but we're playing the show in front of like 1,500 people. I say something in between songs and it was completely silent. And I was like, clearing my throat for a second. Like 1, 2, 3, it's like, here's the next song. Well, what had happened was I didn't know that you were supposed to have a mic facing the crowd so you can get the ambience from the crowd. And you can
because your in-ear monitors like blocked it all out.
So it was messing with you. You thought nobody was responding to the music.
But you just can't hear.
And
You're
I
just
was
deafened.
Sweat. I looked like I took a shower with my clothes on.
So the nervous sweat breaks out, and at that point, it's just impossible. There's nothing holding it back.
But the crowd's into the music.
Yeah,
you
just don't know
it.
that the whole time.
So it was really an internal breakdown. It's all that was.
Oh my gosh. That's terrible.
I was like, it was like, you're already nervous about something. You're presenting it. And then while you're doing that, you're thinking, well, I guess I can like it enough for everyone here. Let's see what happens.
Well, thankfully, you had a little bit of experience with that with the Garth Brooks encounter.
Yeah. Trent, when you really want to get the crowd pumping, really going, like you're taking them from a 9 to an 11. You got any go-to moves? Is
there a leg kick? Is there
I got to say, the old school, the kick drum, hand clap in the air on the floor.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's a classic. Here's what I say about that. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. People love that. People love it. Let's get them all up. And now everybody just...
One more song.
Yeah.
That's good. All right. What do you have, Tyler?
All right. So this is a study. I'm just curious about you guys' take on this study, because I found some parts of it surprising and some parts of it kind of made sense. This is a new study from Lifeway Research that says 57% of Protestants under 50 say they prefer to go to church with people who share their political views. That got a lot of attention, I feel like, but it also kind of made sense to me. 57% of Protestants under 50, that probably checks out. That sounds about right. I'm glad it's not much higher than 57%. But one thing that really surprised me about this that didn't get as much attention, and I'm wondering if you guys have any thoughts on why this might be, is that the younger you got in this study, the more people wanted people in church to share their political views. I really would have thought it'd be the other way around. But according to the study, 39% of Protestants 50 to 64 agree with the statement, I want people in my church to share the same political views. Only 33% of Protestants 65 and up agreed, but 61% of Protestants 18 to 49 agreed with the statement. Does that fly in the face of what you would expect at all?
Oh, 100%. That's shocking.
I would expect that demographic to be more open politically, and because at least like that's sort of like the image that I feel like a lot of people in that demographic want to foster is that they're open to diverse ideas and want to challenge themselves with their political ideology, but. It's interesting that the research shows it's the complete opposite.
Well, I mean, it was like back in the last two elections, frankly. And I mean, anecdotally, we observed a lot of our audience, our audience being Christian millennials, primarily 18 to 39 is like 93% of our reach, that there was a lot of support for Obama. A lot of support. There was a lot, it was like, hey, look, we're going to be the Christians who can kind of reach across the aisle.
Yeah.
It's more centrist kind of ideals, more social good, more tolerance than, the more dogmatic right wing, right? But we also knew that our audience was very pro-life. I mean, just categorically, every survey that younger Christians are actually more pro-life than older Christians. And so we didn't know how those two things would match up. And so we observed a lot of like talk and verbal and public support more for the non-traditional candidate for Christians to support leading up to the election. But then the exit polls showed that like 85% of Christian millennials voted Republican in both elections, like significantly high. And it was just like, whoa, those two things didn't match up. And it was really when they got in the voting booth, they just couldn't cross the abortion line, and they kind of like maybe wish that the Republican platform would broaden or whatever, but they just couldn't cross that one issue. And that's interesting. That's an interesting thing too, that it was surprising that like anecdotally leading up to the election, it's like, well, actually things are changing maybe, I don't know. And then they actually didn't when the actual results came in.
So Tyler, this one says this wasn't looking at the actual congregations, but what they said was their preferred what their preference was. They would prefer to go
it doesn't have any, and there were some of the study did get into whether or not they thought the people in their church did share their political beliefs, which obviously most people did. It's a safe bet in this country if you're a Protestant. I don't think this is going to shock anybody to find out you probably have a lot of Republicans around you.
But the question is, a question I have is like, did they just talk about like you go to a church with people who kind of see the world the same way you do, or you go to a church that is like uniformly Republican?
I think they were saying what
because like there's more progressive congregation. You would be drawn to that if there's a more.
It didn't stipulate which political party. It just said politics. Generally.
I just want to be around people who see the world the way I do. That's interesting. So tribalism is even stronger and younger
in the church, which is probably should be the opposite.
Because we actually do, you would think like, I want diversity, I want to be challenged, I want to have a more, a tolerance for other perspectives around me. You would think that would be the desire, but they're saying like, actually, I just want to be around people who see the world the way I do.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I think there is probably a sense, and this is all anecdotal at this point, but it's been one I've observed in other people and probably in myself too, where there is a desire for more diversity in terms of like thought and opinion in a lot of ways, maybe in terms of race and gender. There is still that political tribalism is sort of the last bridge of diversity. And as our world gets more and more, as at least our country gets more and more politicized, in which a lot of moral faith issues become political in nature, it gets harder to cross that political divide because it has less and less to do with just policies. It also has to do with a lot of beliefs about humanity and what I believe about what I value and who I value even sometimes. So I understand a little bit of the mentality there, which might explain some of why it's getting increasingly divisive for younger generations too.
It's interesting because like the Twitter tribalism, like you would say, like, I don't want to have political views in my feed, so I remove people who say stupid stuff, whether it be more liberal or more conservative than the way you see the world. So you're actually exposing yourself to a narrower and narrower group of perspectives. And so now it's like that's filtering into like how you want to have spiritual and social connection as well. I don't want to have to be frustrated with people who are too liberal or too bigoted or too small-minded or too left or right. I want to be around people who I think are right. Frankly.
But that just creates echo chambers.
Right. Well, whatever your group is, it's an echo chamber. And obviously the savvy thing to do is like, well, read news sites or watch the channels that you disagree with.
Yeah.
So you have a variety of intakes, blah, blah, blah. Nobody does that though.
Yeah.
Unless you're doing it like literally like anthropologically
Yeah.
as a student to say you're doing it.
Yeah. And it makes it really hard for people, just to get personal, just to be open and vulnerable here. It makes it really hard for people like me to be able to find a church I like because I have some very fringe political ideology. And frankly, not many churches welcome it.
It's shocking, really.
It is. I mean, the things are you talking about my ideology?
Yes.
Because I would agree. It's pretty shocking.
Yeah, that's what I'm
But, the fact that so many pastors are, just literally running the other direction when I confront them about these things. It's,
because when you visit a church, you confront the pastor. Do you throw a Bible at
They
him?
don't want my literature. So hey, Tyler, thank you for bringing that, brother. It really,
well, yeah.
really,
No problem.
it's explaining some things. It's explaining some things for me. Well, I can't find
Well,
church
you and
home.
Dana have been church hopping for 15 years.
Yeah, and why I'm on the no-fly list. So it's, I do appreciate your hard work there, Tyler, with this research.
All right, with his debut, Slice, what do you have, Trent Dabbs?
Oh, well, they say fake it till you make it. You've heard that term before, I'm sure.
I'm
what
living that.
What if,
Trent,
what if you can
Trent, you've spent a couple days with me. I work as, in the editorial department of a media company. I am the definition of faking it till I make it. So,
I mean, this is going to lead back to our fishing trip. No,
okay.
Fake it till you make it. But what if you can fake it till you make it, and then fake it some more? There's a air guitar competition that went down last Friday. It was the World Championship Air Guitar Competition. There was 15 contestants from North America, Europe, Asia, Australia.
gosh.
This is a global
Apparently-
event.
People traveled for
This
this.
is the
This is
Olympics. Yeah.
And apparently, it didn't even matter if it was raining, but it took place in Finland. And these guys' names, I can only envision how epic this was. And I would imagine you'd have to be sitting pretty close to the front of the stage to actually judge this competition.
Right.
But these names, the Ginger Assassin, Lord Scrat.
Hold on. Did you say the ginger assassin?
No, that would actually be even better. The Ginger Assassin,
Okay.
because of his red
His red
red
mane.
hair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The carrot top of the air guitar world. We're very familiar.
Cross between that and Ninja, probably.
Yeah.
Ninja Assassin. Ninja Assassin.
And you had Lord Scrat of France, and he wore a cheetah print leggings. I mean, you can. I guess what you would think is probably true about the look and everything of the whole competition.
How seriously do these contestants take it? Did it give any indication of are these people, do they train for this?
Train all the time, and I mean, this is a World Cup. They fly so far to perform for these people, and to me, I have this is. I don't know if this is sad or not, but to me, it's such a sense of selflessness, like shamelessness, not selflessness. Let's go with shamelessness. That, I mean, in writing with somebody every day, the best way to write a song is to be shameless. It's pretend like you're 15 years old playing your first guitar chord and you feel those feelings.
Yeah.
And it's the hardest thing to ask of somebody. You're like, hey, we just met. Can you just be shameless and pretend you don't care, even though this is all you care about? So this was somewhat inspiring to me in the weirdest way, because I thought these people are they're carefree.
Yeah.
I think about this and I think about the hours to be a global level, a world-class air guitarist. My thought is, I mean, it takes time.
Yeah.
It takes discipline.
Especially
it takes practice. My thought is, why don't you just pick up an actual guitar and put the time into learning the instrument instead of the pretend one?
I have an answer for that, because you can either be like a good guitar player in a world filled with good guitar players.
Sure.
Or what's better at a party? It's like, hey, dude, I play guitar. You know what's worse at a party is someone who finds a guitar in a random room and starts noodling at the front of the house for the party. It's like, we get it A lot of people play guitar. But if you're like, if it's like, hey, did you hear about Jinja? No, what's up? Nice to meet you, pal. He's the world global champion of air guitar. Everyone in the party is like, okay, we got to see it.
Put on some Striper.
Yeah.
See
Put on
it.
Sweet Child of Mine right now, and let's let her rip.
So Jesse, you're saying the rarity of that is more attractive because if you were at a party and a guy was like, "You guys mind if I play a little guitar for you?" and people start gathering around, it's like, okay, this guy's showing off on his terms, but there's an equality that you would feel if he's like, "No, I'm about to lip sync with my fingers."
I'm the best at lip syncing with my fingers. You're just okay with the actual guitar.
And let me ask this. Give me one of those names again, Trent, of these
the
cats.
Jinja Assassin.
What?
Well, my Lord Scrat.
Okay, so here's the deal.
Sure.
Here's the deal. You can be like, hey, we're gonna go out and hang out tonight. You can hang out with my friend Doug, who can play Stairway to Heaven flawlessly, even the solo.
Sure.
Or we can go. What Lord
Scrat.
Or we can hang out with my buddy Lord Scrat. He's Finnish and is the world champion air guitarist. I'm like, dude, Lord Scrat is gonna be the greatest night of my life.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what kind of like debauchery I might be in for, but I'm hanging out with Lord Scrat, the air guitar guy.
Yeah.
Especially since he wears knee pads. I mean, that's telling.
Well, it's like volleyball. It's like a volleyball player. You're going to be sliding across the floor a lot in your knees. You got to because like the air guitar things, it doesn't really matter with your fingers. The piano player, he's like, hey, don't touch my hands. These hands are my life. It's like for the air guitar, it doesn't matter.
Matter.
If you get a knee injury, that's career over. If you tear an ACL in the air guitar game, career over because you're not doing the Angus Young one-footed jump hop across the stage.
Not with a torn ACL.
No. If you blow out that knee, these knees are my life.
You're wearing knee pads.
Sliding across. These guys are, I'll say this: guitar players are musicians. Admirable profession.
Sure. It's great.
Air guitars are elite athletes. You ever watch Sports Science on ESPN where they have that nerd like breakdown, like, when the ball leaves his hand at 300 miles per hour and it's curving, and it's like, no one cares. I would love a sports science on air guitar, just to see the physical maneuver, because they're like got long hair and are like headbanging and twirling and stuff, right, Trent?
Yep.
Yeah.
And apparently with his set, he let balloons loose, which I don't know how that goes into play. And he flew the crowd kisses, which I guess had to be after the performance.
Dude,
wait, he threw Hershey's Kisses into the crowd? Or he actually went and kissed the crowd?
He just blew kisses.
Bibles.
Oh, blew kisses to the crowd.
And then threw Bibles. Trent, here's the thing, man. I am like so tempted for real to do that, to like enter next year and like take it to like a next level, Like I'm talking, I want to have like Siegfried and Roy status. Like
Jesse, Relevant would sponsor you. I would pay for you to enter the air competition.
I'm not going to lie, Jesse. It might be worth like canceling a tour to
we would do it.
Because here's the thing. I think these guys are like, if the big prop is he lets balloons glow, I'm going to go pyrotechnics. I'm going to have 2 white tigers and I'm going to have a foot on each of their backs. I'll be smiling with them beforehand so they're in a good mood. And if for some reason things get desperate and we need to eat the rare white tigers,
they're happy. They'll taste delicious.
It's going to be in a country that it's not going to frown on that type of thing.
Finland, anything goes.
Yeah.
Although you talk the talk, but I'm going to call your bluff. At our 10-year anniversary live podcast.
I did it, dude.
After the Nickelback Challenge, we did a live podcast event where 800 people traveled in from around the world to join us in a theater. And we announced that at the end of the show, we would have a very special live music performance. We tried to get Nickelback there. They wouldn't come. They wouldn't answer our calls.
For some reason.
But we got Nickelback with like misspelled, and we actually put a live band together of musicians, and you fronted the band playing the role of Chad Kroeger and did a Nickelback medley.
I did, and I didn't even lip sync. I sang it, my own vocals, which are horrible.
And you talk the talk for months and months, all the tigers and all the things. And then the day of the show,
dude.
You were so nervous.
Hey, what?
Because
I was actually singing. There's a huge difference here. If you were going, hey, Jesse, why don't you go enter the world championship for guitar solos? I would probably be pretty nervous because I don't know world championship guitar solos. You asked me to go sing. I sang even though I'm not a singer.
We don't want you to say. We wanted you to do the ridiculous. You were so nervous. You were a shell of the Chad Kroger persona that you purported to be.
Here's what I remember of that weekend was Jesse, he backstage while we were all getting ready to go out front with printed off lyrics for all these Nickelback songs, and you're just whispering the lyrics out loud yourself. Like, I can't be young.
And he came out with a big mullet wig, and he donned the rock t-shirt.
Exactly, I did it, and the people loved it. And secondly, it's on YouTube if you want to watch it.
It was for the people.
Yeah. It was rad as heck. For one, two, there's a huge difference here. Okay, you're that is actually performing as a musician, which I am. Hold on. That is actually having me perform as a musician. This second one is having me dance like I'm playing air guitar. Yeah. There is a massive difference here. I'll put my money where my mouth is. Trent, I'm gonna find out the entry form, and I'm gonna have a like. I'm gonna put wheels on a jet ski because jet skis are cooler than motorcycles, and come out there on a jet ski, on a wheeled jet ski, and people are gonna be like, "What is this guy? He's really taking it up a notch." Heck yeah, I am, dude. I'm going to win.
How are you gonna get that thing to Finland?
Well, I mean, Relevant's going to sponsor, and the shipping costs alone, are going to be in the six figures because I've got props, I've got dancers, I have,
this one guy, all he has balloons and blew some kisses.
You're telling me the guy that won had balloons and blew kisses? What a joke. Like, honestly, this is mine for the taking, is what it is.
All right.
You know?
All I'm saying is you talked exactly like this about the Nickelback bit, and then when 800 people are sitting in that theater,
I brought it. This is like
it was good. I liked it. It was good. I thought it was great.
Thank you. This is like when the first scene that introduced the forward pass in football, right? No one had ever seen it before, and it revolutionized the game. That's what these guys. That's what Jinja Assassin and these guys are gonna be like. You know, this is
they don't know what hit them.
This is BCAD moment right here, and we're witnessing it right here. The game has changed forever. I'm going to revolutionize this thing.
All right, I believe you.
Trent, you're gonna need to send me the details on that, man.
No problem.
And I'm not even gonna practice before. I'm gonna wing it.
I think Trent should somehow back you up and participate.
I think so too.
I mean, he's a professional. At least he can get the crowd going with their clapping above their head and all that.
Yes.
I mean, I just like Jesse, like talking like the Ewan McGregor of air guitar. Like he's like, I don't need to practice. It's like I'm ready tomorrow.
Well, because here's the thing.
You have to replicate all of the intricate finger movements.
It's gonna hit me just like I'm gonna let the music lead my fingers. Okay. See, there's a thing called paralysis by overanalysis, right? People overthink stuff.
Right, of course.
You know, these dudes flying to Finland, they're probably practicing that routine around the clock. Not me, man. I'm gonna let the music and the spirit hit.
Trent, you're a traveling musician. You perform in front of people all the time. Is it better to be over prepared or under prepared?
I think over prepared.
Because then you get in the moment, then your mind can be free.
Over prepared, but you get in your head so much that
exactly.
I mean, I'm contradicting myself because you get in your head so much that it's like maybe I just should listen to Jesse and wing it.
That's what I think so. It's like the 10,000 hours, like the Malcolm Gladwell thing. It's like, great. I spent my 10,000 hours just chilling out, and it was fantastic. Like I didn't waste it doing an air guitar. I didn't waste it doing an air guitar routine in my house like a psycho.
Well, hey, Cameron, can I ask a quick, serious question?
Yeah.
Do you think that Jesse should be a life coach?
I mean,
let me think about this. Hold on. Because generally he's espousing a lot of these theories, and I choose to not live them. And so I haven't really thought about what if somebody actually did follow his lead.
I think
I'm trying to think what kind of a life that person would have.
What I think, Trent. I think we need to like honestly like do this for real. We need to have, instead of listener of the week next week, someone needs to call in, and they got to have someone with a lot of problems in their life.
An advice column. You're talking about it like being an advice.
Here's what's going to happen.
Like ask Jesse.
I would pay for this.
Okay, this is going to happen, Trent. Next week, I'm putting out the call right now. Right into the show. We'll pick one of you with a lot of problems, a lot of things you need solutions to, and we will have you on. I will give advice, and we will call you back 1 week later to see how your life's transformed. You have to take the advice, though. I can turn around. Well, all I need is 7 days if you listen to me. 7 days.
the only other life coach I can think of that I know it actually does life coaching you sign up for on the internet is Carmen.
Yeah.
Carmen does
the
life
former
coaching.
CCM
I don't know
center.
which life coaching would be worse, yours or Carmen's, but I think it's close. I think we should give them
Here's
both
what we
a shot.
do. We get two people. Carmen gives advice to one person. Jesse gives advice to the other.
Right.
Week later, we have them both come on, see whose life has had a more dramatic transformation.
Yeah.
But compare and contrast, you have the same person with the same problem, ask Carmen what to do and ask Jesse what to do.
Yeah. Maybe we'll see if Carmen can hop on as well.
Yeah.
So then you do 1 week with Jesse's advice, 1 week with Carmen's advice.
Either way, I'm giving advice next week, and I'm going to start not training for the Air Guitar World Championships.
So if you're listening and you want to ask Jesse a question, a dilemma you're facing in your life, maybe you're stuck in your career, maybe you don't know how to get out of a toxic dating relationship, maybe you might have like met your hero in the lobby of a pancake house and you just don't know what to do.
Tales all this time.
Next week, you can hit us up on Twitter with hashtag Ask Jesse.
One of
and
you,
we will select one of you to come on the show
will be
and ask
selected
Jesse.
to have your life transformed forever. I can't wait. And I will invoice you too afterward.
And
It's the same
we will
frame.
have you sign something before you come on saying that you will not hold relevant
I'll
responsible
have-
for
I
any
have-
of the things that
I
Jesse
have-
tells you.
I'll use the relevant lawyer. He's never steered us wrong. So I was to say this guy's gotten us out of a lot of jams. We have a mafia lawyer on retainer that he makes problems go away.
Yeah, it's the same guy Carmen uses. It's fantastic. Okay, well, that'll do it for Slices. Stay tuned. Up next, Johnnyswim joins us. You're listening to Young the Giant, the new single Superposition. At the beginning of the podcast, you heard Santa Gold with Run the Road. Well, today's episode is brought to you by ZipRecruiter. Hiring used to be hard with multiple job sites, stacks of resumes, and a confusing review process, but today hiring can be easy. And you only have to go to one place to get it done, ZipRecruiter.com/relevant. ZipRecruiter sends your job opening to over 100 of the web's leading job boards, but they don't stop there. They have this powerful matching technology where they scan thousands of resumes to find people with the right experience and invites them to apply for your job. As applications come in, ZipRecruiter analyzes each one and spotlights the top candidates so you never miss a great match. It's so effective that 80% of employers get a quality candidate through the site within the first day. I can actually vouch for this. We have posted jobs on ZipRecruiter and have gotten a ton of great candidates that way. With results like that, it's no wonder that ZipRecruiter is the highest rated hiring site in America. And right now, relevant podcast listeners can try ZipRecruiter for free at this exclusive web address, ZipRecruiter.com/relevant. That's ZipRecruiter.com/RELEVANT. In case you don't know how to spell our name, that's ZipRecruiter.com/relevant. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. Well, husband and wife duo Abner and Amanda Ramirez, best known as Johnnyswim, have created a massive worldwide following for their blend of soulful vocals and Americana-inspired pop ballads. They recently released an EP with Drew Holcomb called Goodbye Road and are currently on tour with Need to Breathe in preparation for a new album due out early next year. They are on the cover of the new issue of Relevant, which we will tell you about next. And they stopped by our studios recently for some amazing live performances. You're about to hear a couple of the songs, but if you go to the podcast episode page or check out Relevant TV or go to our YouTube channel, you will be able to see the gorgeous videos of the songs you're about to experience. Here is Johnnyswim performing We Can Take the World.
We don't need calligraphy to write a fancy story. Kings and queens would turn to thieves to find what we've been holding. You and me, we can take the world.
Sweethearts give sweet compliments, but our love goes without saying. Though you make it hard not to spill my heart every time those hips go swaying. You and me, we can take the world.
'Cause they can write stories and they can sing songs, but they don't make fairy tales sweeter than ours. And they can climb mountains high into the sky, oh, but they can't take the world. No, like we can take the world.
Ain't it just like love to find us? Ain't it just like love? Ain't it just like love to find us? Oh, ain't it just like love? Ain't it just like love? Ain't it just like love? 'Cause I ain't trying to pressure you, just can't stop thinking about you. You ain't even really gotta be my girlfriend. I just wanna know your name, and maybe sometime we can hook up, hang out, just chill, just chill, just chill.
I wanna give you wild love, the kind that never slows down. I wanna take you higher, let our hearts be the only sound. I wanna go where the lights burn low when you're only mine. I wanna give you wild love. Yeah, I wanna give you wild love.
That might be all the time we have for y'all today. We'll keep going. It would take a lot to take me away from you. Ain't nothing that 100 men or more could ever do. I bless the rains down in Africa. I bless the rains down in Africa.
I got a condo in Manhattan. Baby girl, what's happening?
Ain't it just like love? Ain't it just like love?
'Cause they can write stories, yeah, and they can sing songs, but they don't make fairy tales much sweeter than ours.
Oh, they can climb mountains high into the sky, but they could take the world.
Oh no, like we can take the world. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
La da 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 da. La da 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 da.
That was Johnnyswim. Whew. Stay tuned. Up next, our new issue preview.
I don't wanna love you anymore. I don't wanna love you anymore. From the start, I never thought I'd say this before. But I don't wanna love you anymore.
You're listening to Lainey. The song is I Don't Want to Love You Anymore. You hear that, Jesse?
I hear that all the time. I can't tell you. After this week, people on Facebook, and they've seen the ridiculousness, they just that's enough. I don't want to love you anymore. It's fine. I receive. I get it. Frankly, I get it.
But I can't stop. I don't want to, but I have to.
I want to give you a little behind the scenes. We're about to tell you about the brand new issue of Relevant, and for that purpose, we kicked Trent Dabbs off the show, and he's
He
coming
had
back.
nothing to do with this.
He's coming back later.
He literally had nothing to do with this.
Wasn't involved.
It's an exciting time of the bi-month. It is the day that the new issue of Relevant releases right now, today.
Yeah.
It's the September-October issue of Relevant. It is issue number 95 for us. We're closing in on that triple figure.
Me and Huckabee had a conversation the other day about having issue 100 talks. Well,
we got to do a blowout.
Yeah,
I mean, that's a year from now.
Yeah,
it's next summer.
I know.
We got to do a blowout.
Yeah,
Maybe it'll be the first Relevant conference, a Relevant event.
Wow.
Around
Ooh,
issue 100.
Teaser.
Is that possible?
Do you want me to take
All things are possible.
Do you want me to
them
take
who
both
love God.
primetime keynote spots?
They're called
I'm
according
happy
to his
to.
purpose.
I'm happy to.
I don't want to get anybody too excited, but I'll just say 3 words: Mitt Romney cover. Make of it what you will.
Cover
No
line.
guarantees, but
He's
talks are happening.
back.
Talks are happening.
Yeah. The conference, the Relevant conference will be speaking, worship, magic. Period.
Orlando Magic.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
it'll be during the NBA
all
season.
types of magic.
All
yeah.
type, yeah.
Johnson, he'll be there.
He'll be the co-host.
Yeah, yeah.
Hey, the new issue of Relevant is exciting. Obviously, we told you earlier that the cover is our friends Johnnyswim.
Yeah.
Man, that song was amazing. They just did. They are in the throes of finalizing their new album.
Yes.
So this fall, they'll be releasing a lot of new singles leading up to what we expect to be the January release of their new album.
They're also on a massive tour right now.
Yeah, with Need to Breathe.
Yeah, they're doing big amphitheaters.
And
all over
they're
the
playing
country.
Jimmy Kimmel, and they are.
Yeah.
I'm just saying this, blowing up.
They are.
Johnnyswim has been amazing for years. Amazing.
Yeah.
One of my, but they've almost been like one of these like cult following, passionate fan base.
Yeah.
But just hasn't had that radio single to break out.
Mm-hmm.
You're priming the pump with some Jimmy Kimmel. You're priming the pump with some big tours, some big collaborations. Just mark my words now. In 2019, the year of Johnnyswim.
There's been a couple shows recently where Steph Curry and Aisha Curry have jumped on stage with them to sing along.
Yeah, they're buddies. Okay, so Abner was here, right? You know, and he likes basketball.
Yeah.
And he knows I like basketball. So we're talking about basketball.
Yeah, sure.
And I was
talk.
like, you know, he thinks it's funny. Like, I mean, I'm kind of known around here. It's kind of like I'm becoming the unofficial mascot
Yeah.
of the Orlando Magic.
Yeah.
I'm just like the dude who yells a lot on the court, right? And I'm telling him I'm regaling him with a couple of my tales.
Yeah.
Okay. And I'm kind of like, let me hear some of your tales about basketball.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, it was crazy. And I was just on the championship parade float with the Currys, and I'll tell you,
big deal.
I'll tell you, it was really hot. It was really hot up there. They should have brought some fans.
Well,
They
hey,
should have
when
brought some
I
fans.
had talked
I was
to
like,
him-
are you kidding me?
Hey,
You're
that's-
there with the Currys
that's a
on
bit
his
better.
float.
Yeah, that's a flex. That's
My
called
goodness.
a flex.
Oh, my
Right
goodness.
there.
Oh,
That's
nice
a flex.
story. Let me tell you this one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he did ask. But
Nice story of a player like looking at you,
Looking in your direction.
looking at you as you
Yeah.
yelled at him during a game.
Yeah.
You know what? I was telling Steph, hey, do you have a fan? I'm a little
I was
hot
over
up
at his
here on
house
your
for dinner
championship.
the other night.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's funny you say that.
Thanks,
While
Abner.
they're giving birth to their child, I was in the hospital
Hey,
room.
let me
helping deliver,
warn you,
and-
public. If you're ever talking to Abner, he's going to one up you.
Yeah,
If don't
he's got
ever
great-
share a story with Abner. He's going to one up you.
And okay, so since we're on the topic, I love the story that we did with them. Like, not only does it,
I learned a lot.
Yeah, I learned a ton, and a lot of like stuff that was pretty vulnerable that I don't think they would have told those stories to many people.
I
mean,
absolutely agree.
You know, some tragedies and hardships in their lives and their relationship, but also, how kind of faith brought them through it. It's a fascinating story.
And how they met. It was hilarious.
Yeah.
Actually, how they met.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd heard a version of that story before,
But
they
not that-
go into detail.
They detail, and like you notice how before they met, like the time they met and when they started dating was like a year, or like it was an extended period of time.
He was chasing her for a while.
Yeah. So, but
she
you get all those.
She didn't have any
Hey,
time
listen,
for his sort.
We did all the juicy details in the story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
If you
was
want to check
good.
that out.
It was
yeah.
really good. Johnnyswim's on the cover. Go check it out. But the issue is packed with some other great stuff. I'll tell you this. One of our favorite bands that we've been chasing this band for years, probably 7 or 8 years. We've been trying to get this band in the magazine because we know their faith story. We know they blew up in the mainstream. It's Foster the People. Remember back in the day, they had that huge breakout song, "Pumped Up Kicks."
Well, and now they have "Sit Next to Me."
But see, so yeah, that's the thing. Is like these. If you ever go to a Foster the People concert, hit. You don't even realize how many hits they've had. It's crazy, and they keep going. And right now, they're topping the charts again.
Yeah, and playing all the late night shows, and out on tour. And the thing is, when we talked to them, it was like, man, I don't want to hear a story that we've heard before,
right.
And I want them. So I was able to talk to Mark Foster. We'll probably play some of this interview on the podcast in the coming weeks. I really think
we got to, because he opens up the reason why we couldn't get them when they blew up the first time wasn't because they weren't believers or something like that. It was because their publicists didn't want them to be outed as believers back in the day.
And in this interview, he talked. Mark Foster talks not only about his faith, but also
the crisis of faith.
Yeah, a real crisis of faith, because he struggled. This is stuff that he said on the record. Really struggled with addiction. When he moved out to Hollywood to try and make it as a songwriter, he was roommates with Brad Renfro, the famous actor who ended up overdosing. And Mark Foster, as he explains in this interview, went through a really dark time. And there's a song on their new album which he gets into, and how it's a prayer. It's directly him talking to God and say, "Don't leave me here." I was surprised that when we started talking, he mentioned, "I'm so glad we're talking about this," because he doesn't get a chance to kind of talk about faith and this type of vulnerability. So fascinating story, and plus their latest album and this new single is everywhere. So this is a story that you're only going to read in Relevant.
There you go. Hey, here's their new single.
Come over here and sit next to me. You can see where things go naturally. Just say the word and I'll part the sea. Just come over here and sit next to me.
Well, speaking of vulnerability, people getting emotional in an interview.
Yeah.
There was another one where we talked to somebody and they were getting choked up during the conversation.
Like by a mugger?
Yeah. They were getting mugged live in the interview.
Exclusive relevant content.
Cannot believe. It turned out the person's not famous. We just interviewed someone that we saw getting mugged.
Choked.
And he said, "Why are you having a microphone in my face? Why aren't you helping me?" That's the entirety of the story.
That's the title.
But wow,
we wanted to get him back on to hear about what happened since.
I don't think
he's not returning.
I think it ended poorly. What an issue!
No, tell the story. Tell the story.
So we had the big movie that's blown up this year. It's been everywhere, and I'm sure during award season we're going to hear a lot about it. It's 8th Grade. Have you seen 8th Grade yet?
I was at South by Southwest Film Festival, and it was all the buzz.
Yeah,
right?
then
it came out all the buzz.
Yeah,
and Cameron doesn't go to movies very often, so no, I have not seen it yet. But everybody here has. Literally every staff member.
I caught it just a couple weeks ago. Came to Nashville finally.
And so when we were at South by Southwest, it was our own Tyler Daswick who made some connections with Bo Burnham's people, because everyone's talking about this movie.
Yeah.
So the movie gets ready to come out, and we reconnect, and Bo is such an interesting figure because right now he's going to become kind of an it director. People are already
Bo Burnham, a huge YouTube star, comedian.
Yeah, so he started off as a YouTube star, then became a stand-up comedian.
Right.
He's got, I think, 3 1-hour specials.
Yeah.
And then, this is his debut as a writer and director. And it's interesting because it's like, okay, the movie is 8th grade, and it's through the lens of like a girl in 8th grade. And that was such an interesting approach. And why, he kind of took that approach is, as he explains in this interview, on the internet, everyone's an 8th grade girl. Like everyone is someone who is involved in these conversations that they're very high stakes, and their insecurities play out online. And he felt like this was the perfect lens to tell a story about what it's like to live in the digital age. And talking about his own vulnerabilities and insecurities and of living in the spotlight, he got emotional. And man, another just interview that we're really privileged to be able to feature, I think.
It's absolutely. This issue is just packed with interesting people and big names. On the other end of the spectrum, we talked to Francis Chan, who, pastored a megachurch, famously kind of walked away from it, and is kind of coming back into a new embrace of what church should look like.
I think we covered this on the podcast. We talked a little bit about the decision that Francis Chan has made and how he's managed his relative fame. I could not have more respect for that guy than I do. Anytime we get to feature him, it's so cool because I know how cautious he is with being featured, how uncomfortable he is with the spotlight, and how much responsibility he takes in that. And he gives one of the best interviews, just the most reliable conversationalist that we ever have in this magazine. I love talking to him.
And that's because I think, that comfort thing is because he says things that are going to make people uncomfortable. He talks about, he questions the validity of vocational ministry.
That's what this talks about, is that like biblically, how are professional pastors even the model that we have?
That's the thing. Like, this is a risky conversation for him to have. He could isolate a lot of the people who are the ones that have supported him and bought his books, but he feels like this is a message people need to hear. I was kind of surprised he went there, to be honest, just because for that very reason. It looks at the Western model of the Christian church and says, is this even close to the right direction?
Yeah.
I feel like he's got to keep his publicist just on pins and needles every conversation because he says stuff that could really get him in a lot of trouble. Yeah. But man, it makes for a great talk.
Yeah.
If you see CNN or have seen Comedy Central, one of our other feature guests, W. Kamau Bell, is in the issue.
Oh yeah,
that's right. He just said
I forgot about it. He's great. It's a great talk.
But if you kind of you think he's an activist and a comedian and a writer, you think you kind of have him pegged. No, he's a believer.
Yeah, because right when we're about to talk to him, his Netflix special just dropped. Yeah, it's out right now. And I was always intrigued by United Shades of Grey, like his CNN show where he talks to all these interesting people. But he was totally comfortable. This is another conversation that really surprised me, where, he felt like, that his show got a lot of attention, won Emmys award. He would sit down. So W. Kamau Bell is black, and he sat down in one of the episodes with someone in the KKK. Mm-hmm. And, he talked about what is the Christ-like model of talking with people that you disagree with so that you can not just only expose bad ideas, but present what a loving, gracious, and thoughtful response is. And he went there and talked about how his faith ties into everything he does.
Unfortunately, we don't have time to tell you about every feature in depth. Let me tell you a couple of the other highlights. We talk about how to get out of debt in your 20s without kind of hating your life, but being mindful of how to do that. Why you need a spiritual mentor. That again, it's something that we all need. We talk about the rise of, this is bizarre, the new wave of horror movies that really are kind of maybe the most faith-based films out there.
So this story is crazy too, because of the people that we talked to. So we talked to the people behind like the A21 indie Hereditary, but also the guy who directed It, which was like a breakout hit, is a Christian. And the Hayes brothers are Christians.
Right. The brothers that wrote The Conjuring and stuff like that are believers.
And the people behind The Nun are Christians.
Yeah, it's insane.
And not just Christians, but taking their faith very seriously in the film industry and saying the best way I know how to talk about the things that interest me as a believer in Hollywood are through, right now, currently, is through scary movies, through horror movies, and they make a great case.
And
for
the depiction of spiritual warfare and demon possession and the supernatural and the cult. These are all real biblical spiritual things, and when you put them on film, it's a horror movie.
Yeah.
And it's interesting. So we have a great piece that gets into that trend, that industry.
Yeah.
We talked to Hillsong Young and Free. They have a brand new album out. Here is their first single. It's that time of year, they're going back to campus, college students, graduate students, seminary students.
All heading back.
We got a gear guide. All the essential gear you need.
Hey, this one was, I have a love-hate relationship with the gear guide because it's fun to put together, but I hate it because I'm like, I want all of this.
We got a look at, we talked to one of our favorite indie bands, First Aid Kit, the Swedish folk duo.
Love them.
We also, it's election season. Talk about how do you vote your faith?
This was a fun piece. I know
your faith is more than one issue.
Yeah, and that's what, and talking to people across the political spectrum, off the ideological
Yeah, you know what? When I was
spectrum.
reading it, to be honest with you, the couple first quotes were from people who are a little bit more on the progressive end, and I was like, oh man, come on, guys.
Yeah.
And then boom, guys then we talked to leaders on the far other side of the spectrum, and I was proud of our writer giving really equal airtime to believers on the full spectrum of thoughts on how to engage faith in the public square.
It's a time where there's a lot of tension.
And also, like on a somber note, we take a very thoughtful look at frankly, the suicide epidemic that's happening, not just with the famous names, Anthony Bourdain and Kate Spade and others, but that this is the, I believe, second leading killer of young adults.
Even this week, I mean, people on the site have seen, there's a pastor of a large church in California, 30 years old, a mega church, and he took his own life.
Yeah.
And that's someone who was in the church, and that this is an issue. Their church has issued like a really powerful response, but it's also a call that this can't be ignored. That this is a massive issue that
suicide's affected probably all of us in some way, shape, or form, and it seems like the more we're talking about it, the more we're making mental health and something that it's not, hopefully not have as much of a stigma, and it's something to ask for help and things like that. You would think that it would be getting better, but the statistics show that it's actually getting worse, and it's just like this is something that the church has to take head on, man.
Tyler, you did a lot of work on this piece. What was the thing that surprised you most?
I've through Relevant covered I think what we can safely call an epidemic of suicide in the States a couple of times, but every time I come across these stats, I'm surprised again. I think, Cameron, the tension that you mentioned is a really big one, because in the throes of a high profile suicide, like what happened with Anthony Bourdain, Kate Spade, there's always that temptation to just retweet that phone number, the suicide hotline. And I believe in the suicide hotline. I know there's a lot of people who've had their lives saved by the suicide hotline, but a lot of what I found in researching this, talking to experts, is how often the issue goes so much deeper than just needing someone to talk to. It's more complicated than a lot of people who don't struggle with suicidal ideation often realize. And sometimes those the well-meaning, well-intended ways that we respond when we hear about a suicide story can end up having the opposite effect that we intend them to. And this is something that we have gotten wrong for a long time. And I hope that this article, other articles like it, can be part of us getting it right.
Yeah.
There you go. Also with the issue, our last words written by, you might have heard of him, Max Lucado.
Yeah. And not only that, in Front Matter, we have an interview with, maybe you heard of her, Christine Kane.
Yeah. A bunch of, our favorite recommendations of the latest music, books, and films.
Fall TV Guide.
The Fall TV Guide, absolutely.
This is a packed
Lots of stuff
You're
going on.
You're going to get your money's worth.
Yeah.
You are going to get your money's worth on this one.
Go down and get it at your local newsstand. If they don't have it, ask for it. If you want to view the issue, you can see it in its entirety on relevantmagazine.com. And if you want to subscribe and support the cause, you can get the paper edition mailed to your house 6 times a year. There's a great deal going right now at relevantmagazine.com. Check it out. Check out the new issue of Relevant, September issue. Johnnyswim's on the cover. And speaking of which, coming up next, another song by Johnnyswim. You're listening to Tosh Sultana. The song is Free Mind. Well, like we mentioned, when Johnnyswim came to our studio, they were on their final date of a tour they were doing with Drew Holcomb to support the album that they did together called Goodbye Road. It was phenomenal. So in our studio, just a little behind the scenes, we had Drew Holcomb. We recorded a few songs with him. You're going to hear those on an upcoming podcast. Those videos will be online as well. We have some songs, obviously, with just Johnnyswim, like you just heard, and we did a couple of songs with them performing together. The way they blended, I mean, they knew that, I guess they've sung together in the past, and they knew they had some magic, and they said, we got to do an album, we got to do a tour, because the way that they blended together is just unbelievable. The song you're about to hear is actually Johnnyswim and Drew Holcomb performing together. This is Goodbye Road.
I left my dear trying to find adventure. She spent years trading my whiskey out for seltzer. Still I hear her voice in the pit of my failure. You ride alone down goodbye road. I kept my eyes trying to find better weather, just to find it ain't getting any better. And still I hear her voice, so clear and so tender. It's my tale to tell down goodbye road. Strangers, outcasts, artists and thieves, misfits, legends and lost refugees. May not be where we thought we'd be, but we made our home on goodbye road.
He said you were my queen, now you're just an old disaster. I said sticks and stones shouldn't be thrown from the pulpit pastor. And when I hear that voice, I try to move a bit faster. I'd rather walk alone down goodbye road. Strangers, outcasts, artists and thieves, misfits, legends and lost refugees. We may not be where we thought we would be, but we made our home down goodbye road. Traveling Paul on the road to Damascus, the ghost of Saul, he laid down in a casket.
Sometimes flowers grow in the soil of ashes. Pick 'em as you go down goodbye road. Strangers, outcasts, artists and thieves, misfits, legends and lost refugees. May not be where we thought we'd be, but we made our home down goodbye road. Sometimes flowers grow in the soil of ashes. Pick 'em as you go down goodbye road. We made our home down goodbye road.
That was Johnnyswim with Drew Holcomb. Go check out their album, Goodbye Road, and check out our feature with Johnnyswim in a brand new issue of Relevant. You're listening to Death Cab for Cutie. The song is Northern Lights. Their album name, Thank You for Today. So I think that's a prayer. I think they're thanking the Lord.
Good. I won't throw a Bible. Mark them on the list of people not to throw Bibles at.
It worked.
Hey, Trent Dabbs, I actually am curious. How seriously or how much thought do you put into song and album titles?
A lot of times it's the first part of the whole concept. I'm a concept writer, so I like with Southerner, I knew I wanted that title. With Decade Fades, same thing. It helps to do that just for the layout of each song. So pretty far in advance. I mean, sometimes that's the first thing.
It's like reverse engineered, sort of. Sometimes.
Yeah.
It's like that actually is interesting. It guides the lyrics. A lot of the songs we play in our breaks, a lot of indie bands and stuff, just have kind of like ironic names.
Yeah.
You know, that are kind of just funny and stuff.
Yeah.
That like I wonder like they just kind of slap that on there because they thought it was funny.
Yeah.
But I like your approach. That's actually probably why you're a very successful songwriter.
Yeah, and that's why my single Ginger Assassin question mark was not accepted by Spotify. It's actually got me banned from the platform for life. It was very shocking. It was basically a song where I espoused some political ideas that's too hot for the church right now. But, you know.
On the fringe. I loved that term.
I live my life.
Normally right now, this is where we do our Listener of the Week. On the Friday show, we do our Listener of the Week each week. We've been doing it for a few months now. We've had a lot of fun with it. But this week, with Trent joining us and having the magazine preview and everything, things went a little bit longer than normal. So we are going to punt it. And like we said, next week in this spot, we're going to do the hashtag Ask Jesse life coaching moment instead of Listener of the Week. So hit us up to join us for that if you want to join us for that. Yeah. Hey, Trent Dabbs, thanks for joining us today,
thanks, man.
I appreciate it.
It's so fun. Hey, go check out Sugar and the High Lows. Check out
the solo stuff on Spotify right now. So all right, real quick, Trent, what's the best place to get in touch with you and hear some tunes, man?
He don't want people to get in touch with him.
Follow him on Twitter.
I would. Instagram, sure, do that. But Spotify for the music. Check it out.
Well, thanks to Johnnyswim for joining us as well. Their album Goodbye Road is out now. Their new album is going to be coming, I think, in January. They're just starting to drop some singles. They just dropped a single with Johnnyswim, with Need to Breathe a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
And they're on tour with Need to Breathe right now, actually.
Yeah.
Hey, check them out. The new issue of Relevant. It is out now. It's available at newsstands nationwide. Most Barnes & Nobles have it. If your local bookstore doesn't have it, ask for it. They'll get it. You can also check out the new issue online at relevantmagazine.com right now. And if you want to subscribe and get it mailed to your house, analog style, there's some great deals going on right now on the website. Thanks to ZipRecruiter for making this episode possible. Remember, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ziprecruiter.com/relevant. Okay, well, on that note, we'll wrap things up. I'm Cameron Strang.
I'm Jesse Carey.
Hey, it's been fun having you in studio all week.
It was a blast.
For Impact Week.
Yeah.
Good job.
I'm Chandler Strang.
I'm Tyler Huckabee.
I'm Trent Dabbs.
We will see you next week.
Thank you for listening to the Relevant Podcast. If you like what you heard, be sure to leave us a review on iTunes. Check out other shows from the Relevant Podcast Network in the podcast section at relevantmagazine.com. And while you're there, browse exclusive podcast merchandise at our online store. Make sure to subscribe to Relevant Magazine. Info is available at relevantmagazine.com/subscribe.
I don't gotta need so much more. Kind of freedom is all I want. We're gone to run the road now. Gone now.
I don't know what kind of debauchery I might be in for, but I'm hanging out with Lord Scrat, the air guitar guy.
Relevant Podcast Network.